I can see that name a little better. Sorry about that. Playing a little bit of offense there into the back. Sorry, that is Sugar Honey Iced Tea. So, I get it now. I will not say the acronym. Thank you. But we have another hit back there on the start line area, so we'll see how this shakes out with the last bit of points. I see a fist in the air on one, trying to catch my other jam ref, and it's a flat 4, so that's the green armband. So we will add more points into the bucket for Jersey, so that's another 0-8 run. So right now, Jersey able to get the double passes in. We're going to have Smash and Wolf take these jammer hitty. Wow, and a quick pass there for Wolf on the inside. Did not really take much. I mean, it was almost literally right on the jam line. So that was a quick turn, able to get back into the mix of things. So Smashley, trying to find the pathway. Once again, that defense holding up for Jersey. Alaska finally popping in, trying to open up some space into this mix. Now having to reset for the defense, and with a little bit of space now, both teams looking to bridge, so it's 3 threes. Right now, Magoo sitting at the top at 6:09 for Alaska, the pivot, trying to eyeball what's going on behind. Still play a little helpmate in this now. Jersey starting to look to try and run a little bit of O back here now. That's Mary Beast trying to kind of mix it up and does the job, able to actually find that space in the middle of that pack to get that free jammer. So that's now 5 leads in a row, I will say, going for Jersey after that initial win going to Alaska. With all Alaska's points coming in that initial full 2-minute jam. Will Wolf able to kind of just pry that edge to the inside. Another big hit, dropping a blocker there in the second apex. Will Wolf going to be trying to make a run at the top scoring jam thus far. That originally was jam number 1 at 16 points, and there it is. Another pass through, so we've matched that. We still have 35 seconds left to go in this jam. No initial. We are really still trying to see if Smashley can break that Pack's defense, and finally does. So now it looks like Jersey's going to have the opportunity to go full offense to finish this jam. Quick little shove out there at the end ends it. That once again was number 609 Magoo. Doing that, not before 2 more, so 18. That is our new large jam of the Bout, and it's surprising because that was kind of a natural jam. There was not a penalty to be incurred on that one. So there we go. We have 8:15. Nikita's already taking the back for Alaska. I'm going to get an eye on who we have going for Jersey real quick. So Nikita slips through. Actually does make it. Feet were up. So, oh no. Okay, low block against Jersey. So yeah, just double check on the inside. Figure out who the penalty was on, because unfortunately Alaska has had a few jammer penalties, but Nikita did a great move on that one. We have had the star pass now going. That is going to be to number 3. Dr. Babe is who we have out there now. There it is. I'm looking at the wrong roster sheet. So Dr. Babe now has it as the jammer of record. And I think we're still having play out here, not realizing that the jam was called. Our initial jammer on that one, I'm sorry, was actually number 14, Ragnarok, who had gone out there. I think we're confused. We still see people playing. I do not have a eye to the thing. We've had scoring going over on the side, so official timeout. I think there was a lot of confusion out there on the track on whether the jam was called or not. Like half the players said, yep, jam's done. Half the players continued playing. We do have a track over to what would be to my back, lateral to the track we're on, which is track 3. Track 2 is literally side by side. We are not actually doing any kind of, countertone whistles out here on the floor. So, it's all the same box 40s, so whistles are whistles. And, skaters are kind of, it's kind of Pavlovian. You hear the whistle, you react, you respond. So I think, like I said, half the team responded, half the team did not. So 11-69 is where we're looking at right now. I will not be juvenile, as is expected when number 69 comes up, because I'm 50. I'm old at this point. I'm young at heart, but not young at brain. It's getting a little more smooth at this point in life, But not to say that's indicative of other people of my age. That's just me. But yeah, so real quick, our rosters for Alaska right now: 101 Magenta, number 13 Sugar Honey Iced Tea, 21 Tatanado, 210 Chupacabra, 289 Fort Knox Fox, 297 Line Blocker, 408 Gnarly Brown, 47 Nikita, 53 Vix, 54 Smashley, 55 Anasaurus Rex, 609 Magoo, 69 Nova, 7 Tiffinator, and 904 Yeti Not Yeti. Our coaches are Chaos, Maybe Good, and Athena Latina. Hopefully we'll get to Jersey. Well, it looks like we're taking a little more time, so I'll hopefully get to wrap through Jersey's roster. It's 080 Danny, Longlegger, and 24 Bourbon are actually joined on the bench. Aside the alt, or the assistant, which is Swiss Mischief. Our skaters today are 10 Scarlet, 1171 Snuffy, 14 Ragnarok, 1732 Black Eyed Betty, 19 Ivana Exposia, 20 Clariform, 206 Wendy Skulls, 212 Heel Wolf, 22 Higgy Smalls, number 3 Dr. Babe, 30 Selena Vile, 322 Mary Beast, 36 Trouble, 412 Brent Diesel, the Captain, 679 Sissy Slammer, 814 Bones, 902 Lady Speedstick. I don't know why I like that. I've always thought that was kind of a silly thing, the gendering of different stuff. It's like you either like the smell or you don't. Go with what you got. So we took some points off the board. It's going to go back to 66 for Jersey. We're going to line up Bryn Diesel for Jersey. That is the 412. And a reminder, Jersey, if you got the hard view on the screen right now, Jersey is in the green, Alaska is in the blue. I mean, they have alternating colors in there. You know, Jersey has the gold in there. It's not that you're probably going to be able to see it from the angle of the stream. And light blue in for Alaska. But we do have now, like, we're getting a little consult here in the middle after we kind of sorted out that oddball little jam there at the end. We're going to have Cat NATO coming in here now as the jammer of record, or at least right now they're signaling as their lineup tracking, signaling Cat NATO as the jammer of record coming in here to jam number 8. So yeah, we have switched to an official review. The blinky light says it is Alaska with the official review. I think they're kind of pointing over here to the, I guess probably like turn 3 area. The second apex is a potential infraction area. I'm not sure if that might have been during what should have been dead play or not. Hopefully our alt ref will come over here and give us the 411 on the activity that's being spoken about. We already have our huddle over to the backside as they're continuing to find it, so our head ref's going to go over to the inside. We will get the discussion, and hopefully we will get an answer for you, because we always like answers. Unanswered questions are just frustrating. Sometimes you have to live with it, but they're still frustrating. So once again, I am Speaker of the House. I hail from the state of Alabama, specifically Huntsville, Alabama, home of Rocket City, says my jersey on my body today. So I would say, hey, go talk in the comments, but we don't have comments. Talk amongst yourselves. Maybe go grab a drink. This is like, you know, in any large sporting events when you have official timeouts and reviews and things, everybody goes and raids the fridge real quick during live action. So we've now had the people go back to, so I will see what we find out from our person. I'll probably go dead on the mic real quick so they can tell me maybe, or I can listen in. All right, so the word was Alaska was looking to get a late hit penalty on the opposing jammer of record in that last one, but since it was not observed, you know, it was kind of one of those things. So, oh no, Alaska retrained. We're going with Vix now. So Vix is out there and grab lead. So it's 2 in a row now going for Alaska to lead. So it was a no penalty. We continue to play as we are, and now the first jammer penalty we have seen going against Jersey now. And that's going to be Brent Diesel heading off to the bench. And we had a high block there on that little kind of face-to-face tete-a-tete we had there between our pivot and our jammers. So now Alaska owns the lead in a power jam. Let's see what their offense kind of does here. So, yeah, just a solo. That's all it took. It just said number 7, Intimidator, just went in there and kind of bowled open some space and said, Vix, you may proceed. So now we have a 2-4 advantage going for Alaska, but Alaska just letting their jammer do it, and there was nothing that needed to be done. That was fine. It's nice when you have a jammer that's able to kind of manage their own business. Oh, and a sneaky little bit of offense coming there from Selena Vile here in the initial straightaway, or the initial space of second straightaway. I mean, absolute just kind of chip and run for the camera to get through, helped to end that jam. So Alaska now putting up 12 points on the board. So nice natural run. We can see what they do when they are not in the box themselves. So yeah, no, it's this is the first time now we've had multiple shutout jams coming against Jersey. Of course, obviously, two of those. I mean, both of those jams have been lead jam opportunities for Alaska. They have not had the penalty. Hopefully their jammers have kind of like quieted that down, and we now appear to have a team timeout. So Alaska lost their reviews. They have no more review in this. They have their 3 timeouts, and yes, Jersey is now taking the team timeout. So Jersey is now surrendered one of their clock stoppages. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I think it's a little early to take that one. You've been really trucking along. Yeah, you've lost the last 2 jams to lead. They've scored a few points, but they pushed that up to 16 points on that jam. Now we had a correction coming through, so that's now 27 points coming for Alaska, 66 for Jersey. We already had Catnado at the back of the line, set up according to our line tracker here. Of course, the last time my tracker got up, but I do see the number 2-1 right now on the back. So I'm all the way across the track on the opposite corner from where the jam started. So please bear with me. I'm really trusting our NSOs to be able to catch these things and get them loaded into the system for our jam starts. And as I watch these 2 teams getting more familiar with the lineups, hopefully I'll get better at saying your favorite blocker's name, because everybody has favorite blockers. I love blockers. Anybody that can tell somebody else no is a fun thing on the track. Because I mean, when you're the offensive person, I say offensive meaning you're the one trying to do the thing. You kind of have a game plan on what you're doing. As the defender is usually trying to just react and respond, which is always infinitely harder to do. So anybody who's successful at that is always a win for me. And oh man, a beautiful little pin down there on the inside. So that's another quick win coming for Alaska. So, okay, they might be building a case now. Of course, again, now we've had a second release there. That's going to be trouble coming out of the back-to-back. So we'll see. Yep, nope, it's just going to be a one and done. So right now, Alaska's going to just play it close. They're not going to surrender any more points. It's still early. This is one of those moments where it's like, you don't need the long runs. We still have plenty of game left to go. Second half, that's a different story. When you're running from behind, you're going to have to probably try and stack some long jams together. But right now, in the early going, just get your feet back under you, get settled in, because they do a bunch of jammer penalties in those first 4 jams. So good settle in. So after a good run of 5 coming from Jersey on lead jam, it's now 3 in a row coming for Alaska. And been courtesy of some really quick offense, but Jersey taking it back this time. That is going to be Black-Eyed Betty 1732. Out there on the track now, driving that lead, so ending that run by Alaska. The defense, see, there it is. That's exactly what I was saying. Smashing going off the penalty box. So another jammer penalty starting to hurt Alaska. You're going to have to wonder how long can they withstand those jammer penalties. That's a lot of pressure on their defenders to continue to have to withstand this, offensive barrage. Of course, doing a good job of speeding it up and not being caught. Quick attempt trying to do the shoulder rub out, but yeah, 2 bodies in green just pinned down the inside and opened up that space for Black-Eyed Betty. So that's another 4-point pass going into it. And hey, maybe this is what the timeout got them. It's this little bit of mental reset and go, hey, settle down, you do you, continue to play the game the way you play the game, and get back into it. So here we are again. Betty took it looked like a little bit of shot that kind of shook them up a little bit. Now coming back around to the outside, did not have track in the inside, getting recycled back a little bit deeper, buying some time for that defense. Smashing coming back in out of the box, gets shouldered into the inside. Not quite able to make it, so there's 4 more points onto the board for Jersey, and we've now had the star pass, so it's going to be our 69 Nova, who has kind of been out there before as a star pass receiver, star pass receiver. That same kind of combination, 54-69 has been our thing. So that's 13 more points into the bucket for Jersey, bringing them up to 79. So we're just right about the 13 minutes left to go in this period. We have looks like, yep, the penalty box is clear, so all available skaters out on the floor to get into the mix. So we've got a little bit of a jump up there and popping around the outside, finding that little bit of open space. That is going to be, well, not going to be, it is Wheel Wolf. So Wheel Wolf is out there. Nikita trying to kind of dive to the outside, come back in, now doing a little look at the shifty moves I've got, and gets past the last defender. So now an opportunity for a scoring run as well, and it looks like Jersey is going to play the same game. One and done is fine. We have the lead. The clock is going. This is our favor. Yeah, the real difference in this game thus far is just the jammer penalties. I'd say the jammer penalties has been the hurt part for Alaska. Because, when they have a lead, they're out there on the natural, they're able to roll up points. They hit 20. Outside of those, it's been, well, you can do the math, 11. Jersey starting to find a place they like on the outside there. So that's going to be number 14, Rock. Rock has lead 3 in a row now, matching the last 3 in a row that came to Alaska. Vic's going to be stalking the back end of this pack, hopefully looking to get them to call it off. And, yep, once again, Jersey going to go ahead and just make it one and send it back to the bench to let the next pack and jammer take on the responsibility on the track. So just playing that just quick hit and done. I wouldn't call it hit and quit it because, it's not like it's a late run in to get those points. They're just establishing, getting their points, checking back over the shoulder, let a little more clock run, call the jam, which is what you're looking for in the efficiency of a game like this, especially when this is, game number 3 of a 3-day weekend. Because while it's, win and keep going forward, even if you're in the loser's bracket, you're still getting playing games. So it's, you're still getting what paid for down here. You're still having a good time. So Alaska trying to do it. Oh, got off on the wrong foot, popping open through the middle. That is going to be 412 Brent Diesel. So all the attention was going to the outside with Catanado, which just kind of took eyes off the other side of the track, and that's where Brent Diesel found the pathway. So Brent Diesel able to come out through on that scoring run. Still having, nope, we have now taken the star pass yet again. Surprise, surprise, it's Nova, number 69, who was able to come in there. And so, well, or was it? Well, so I'm a little surprised. I'm getting the hand waggle, which usually represents a no pass in there that the jammer never got on the initial. But if the star pass came out to the hands of the pivot, then that actually is the star cleared the pack, but no points. And if the star was not passed effectively, then that would have been a penalty. So, different hand signals, I guess. So here we go. We've got a shutout going again in favor of Jersey. That's 4 in a row. They have not surrendered a point to Alaska. So looking to kind of extend this streak, just kind of slinging donuts out here. And so Alaska, able to continue to push the path forward. Got able to find the space on the inside. So it's going to be a lead coming back for Smashley and Alaska. Trouble still trying to find it, able to pop out through the front of the pack. Now on that initial scoring run, it'll be a question of will Alaska start to own theirs now, or nope, they're going to go ahead and take the one and dones. I'm a little interested in how they're going to track this. We've got 9 minutes left to go, maybe at about the 5-minute mark, 6-minute mark, maybe start to run a few of these a little bit longer to establish a tighter differential going into the half. Because 6 points is pretty substantial. It's a hard one to kind of claw back on short runs. So we have a team timeout. I'm going to see which bench that's being assessed to. It's going to be Alaska. Alaska's going and taking their team timeout. So both teams have now surrendered one of their fixed stop of the clock stoppages. That's the word I was looking for. So Alaska has used the OR. They have 1 timeout. Still an OR for Jersey in this half. They have surrendered a timeout. So if this game gets close, this may come into play. It may not. Jersey may continue to drive this game forward. But Alaska got back on the board on that last jam. So 34 points, 93. As we continue to play this weekend out at Skate Wars here in Lansing, Michigan. It's a nice little area here in Lansing. If you ever get a chance to come down to the downtown and maybe visit Old Town areas, there's some fun little shops and other things that are going on. We do have some ad reads that I have been neglecting because I'm just, I'm that guy. I'm just going to claim it. So the Gillespie Group specializes in the management, development, and reimagination of residential and commercial real estate properties. They credit quality people, a relentless spirit, creative spirit, and a passion for reinvention in their ability to leave a lasting impact on Michigan's landscape. Also, all clock stoppages are brought to you by 888 and 187 Killer Pads. So that's 888 and 187 Killer Pads. So there we go. Try to pay the bills. Back at the play, Nikita and Will Wolf. That is what our tracker says right now, and it's going to be Jersey. So that is a Wheel Wolf 212. And now that's number 47, Nikita, finding the pathway down. So both of these on their initial scoring. Comes back in the back. Calls off the jam. 2 points. That is where we sit. So only 2 going into Jersey's total. Jersey approaching the triple-digit mark here in the first. As we line these up, it's not. I don't want to do the announcer curse and say it's not been too bad on the penalties, but I said it anyway. But I'm hoping to negate it by calling it the announcer curse. So maybe they'll cancel each other out in the world of roller derby and sports commentation. So yeah, trying to find a spot to the outside, going back to the inside now is Ragnarok. Ragnarok able to get that low leverage and push on through to the other side. So now we're having a little 3 dance here, having to bridge it out. So 2 left and just chipping long enough to finally get Ragnarok back into the mix here. So Ragnarok got spilled, so kind of still able to get through the full 4 points for making the call off. So, that's the strategy that's going to work well for Jersey right now. Just these, get in, get your points, don't surrender anybody, leave the zeros, don't let them get any opportunities for a run. That will allow you to, maintain your lead and kill the clock. Because the clock is in the favor of Jersey. So Happy is our penalty box sponsor. It's expertly blended and slow roasted for more complex notes, char-free taste, and ultimate smoothness. Now that's Happy. Happy is a proud partner with NAMI. Oh, heck. And I look back up, and there it is. Catanado, forearm penalty. So we'd gone a while without having a penalty going against going against Alaska. Now here it is, Dr. Babe. So we have a star pass. So this is a full 2-minute jam. There will be no lead jammer in this jam. So we'll see how Dr. Babe goes as a natural jammer. Dr. Babe did take the start earlier. No resulting points in that effort. So we'll see how this goes now. Because I've noticed that there's a lot of these teams really kind of have a lot of players that I would call kind of flex. They're pretty solid pivots that also jam some, or maybe they're jammers who just know how to pivot. Woohoo! Hot out of the box is Catanado. Catanado just rips around the outside. And that was Dr. Babe trying to follow the same pathway, but gets caught by a final blocker there at the front. And that unfortunately ended up resulting in a penalty. So 1 player less on the track out there. 4, that's Fort Knox Fox going off to our Happy penalty box. 2 skaters sitting in the penalty box for Alaska's, Yeah, just 1 sitting in there, so now we have 3 on the ball, on the blocker, and just really excellent positioning. Hey, Catanado now trying to make up the differential from sitting in the penalty box, getting back in there, just 1 lap down as we go, and boom! There goes the leap around the inside, so now we are possibly on the matching side. 22 seconds left to go, so now that's Dr. Babe able to clear that pack, so that's more points on it, but yeah, now on getting back into it, man, and Catanado absolutely coming back in and saying, what jammer penalty? Still 9 seconds left to go. Dr. Babe slipped to the outside, 1 left to keep. So we're going to get 3, and there it is. Catanado in the back. Catanado scraped 1 more point there at the back of the pack. Did we get it? Did we get it? I see 3 on the hand, matching Dr. Babe's number there. I'm looking 2. Wow. So that was fun. So Catanado made that an incredibly fun jam. Only 1 point differential after going into the box. Basically came just roaring out of that box saying, you know what? I went to the box. I'm sorry for that. I'm going to make up for that. Now 52-118 is our score, and that was impressive. I mean, that had to really made up a lot of time. In a minute and a half, did all of that work. Get those points is super impressive. So now it's Smashley able to get that lead jam status. Black Eye Betty stalking from behind. So we'll see. Is Alaska going to go? Because, I mean, that had a great run. No, goes ahead and calls it off. I kind of like the way Alaska plays it, a long jam. When they've had the long jams, they have absolutely wrecked it. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I guess that's the fan in me. When I see somebody do something good, I'd like to see him keep doing it. But they look really good on long jams. Hopefully we'll see that here in the second half as we're winding down in the first. It's just a little under 4 minutes on the clock here. So as we reset, it says Nikita and Will for our jammers. We'll know better. I'll know better once they get a little closer to me. I can see their jersey numbers because they're definitely bodies between me and them. And it is going to be Wheel Wolf slipping around the inside. Oh, it's going to be a track cut. So here it is. Here is the chance. What are we going to do? Are we going to have a long jam coming for Alaska? I would love to see that here. Go into the halftime, really breaking back in on New Jersey. Now Alaska looking to push the offense. No. Jersey did a really good job of shrugging that offense off and getting back to the front. I'm not liking this. They have a natural pin down to the inside, and they've kind of a little late at it. Nikita getting chipped out to the outside, but if Blocker helping to follow it in, so it's 206. But the problem is that's going to be a no pass, so that's not a point, even though one's on your scoring run. There was Woody Skulls who had kind of helped create the rollback to reset the defenses. So this good job by 206 Woody Skulls for Jersey. Oh, man. Alaska just waited a beat too long to get their offense. They had the ice turn. They had that inside ready to roll. So now it's Will Wolf getting back in on the scoring opportunity as Alaska's losing some. So, yeah, Nikita just going ahead and tapping and calling it. Or I thought tapping and calling it. But no, I think it was just a single tap and then a phantom. Yeah, I'm a little shocked at that decision because they were sitting so far at the back of the pack, but I guess they decided and then finally did. But they gave up a scoring pass to Jersey, so I'm a little confused on that one myself. I thought the call was a good moment there. It got driven back. Was a lot of space between them and the scoring opportunity. Potentially looking to try and wait and free some blockers up from the penalty box because that was a little hard to see between me and all the NSOs. So that's just a 3-point advantage on that one, though. So, yeah, if I'd have been able to see a little bit better what was going on in the penalty box than it probably was, getting some blockers out. Because, yeah, you don't want to do a start with too many bodies in the penalty box. That's just a free lead going to the other squad, generally speaking. So Vix and Ragnarok. Ragnarok is the one coming free first and does have the hand pointed. So we do have a lead jammer in Ragnarok. So we're looking at Vix. Vix, oh no, another penalty coming to an Alaska jammer, this time a forearm. We have seen a number of forearms coming against these Alaska jammers. I don't know, they're just trying to, kind of hold off the opposing blocker, create body space and just kind of arm barring, or whether it's a little bit of prying action to kind of open up space. Yeah, I did see that. That does appear to be, that's going to be a back block, yes. The New Jersey blocker was just running their opposing blocker out of the front of the pack, which, I mean, that was Dr. Babe. So I don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, yeah, you got time. You're going to sit in the box. Their jammer's still out. You just got your jammer free. That's 4 points. Less wear and tear on their body. So I'm going to call that a useful penalty. So Vix re-enter the pack, still on the initial, trying to get the run through there. Going to get dragged back to the back of the pack. That's going to be Fupacabra getting hit in the deep recycle as Vix now going to be having an opportunity to score. And Ragnarok says, no, you're not. I'm going to go ahead and tap the hips and say you're done. So it looks like we're at 17-15. So Jersey could try to go for more and use their OR as a timeout if they want. I mean, that's the smarter move if you want to stop the clock and use your timeout. If you want to tack it on to the 16-point run or nope. So I guess they're just going to let that ride. I don't know. I thought you had a pretty good run there. I mean, I think as coach it'd be fun to throw one out there, especially you had a blocker advantage going into that one. So I'm sure Andy with Team Ohio as coach would have agreed with me on that one. Get all the points you can when you can, especially when you have the advantage. But, they'll have the advantage coming out of the halftime. So here it is. We are at intermission. It's 10 minutes. I'm going to shut my mouth. You can go rest your ears for a little bit. If you feel like coming back, come back and enjoy the rest of this Alaska versus Jersey game here at Skate Wars. so I guess you came back. I hope. I don't know. I could be just screaming into the void at this point in time. I know there's a stream up. You could be listening to me. You could have me turned off. I do not know. I'm just in my own little world here. Welcome to it. So the leading scorer for Alaska in that in the first half was Cat NATO. That is number 21. They're 3-5 on getting leads. The leading scorer for Jersey is number 212, Wheel Wolf. But not the actual kind of lead getter. The better way to say that. That would be Ragnarok was actually doing very well at getting lead. Of course, the big difference in this is 6 jammer penalties for Alaska, 2 for Jersey. There were a lot of forearms being called, and I did notice that a lot of those were coming against the jammers as well. That's what I was saying earlier. I wasn't sure if it was kind of those, armbar, keep you away from me kind of things, or whether it was actually trying to gain space, trying to move them out of the way, kind of things. So not really sure, but I do believe Alaska should be starting with 2 in the box, so this is an opportunity for Jersey to start off this second period with definitely an easier lead opportunity. So yeah, here we go. We're back into the action. I think we saw it coming up, setting on the clock. So the other aspect of this is Alaska had 15 penalties. So once again, 6 of those coming to the jammers. The majority were forearms. Nobody is really in trouble. New Jersey had 10. So, and theirs was, I think they had like a player with 2, so they're pretty well spreading it out. So no worry about loss of a skater here in the second half. There was nothing really well defined in what they did. There was just kind of pretty much a grab bag. Just go down the buffet line and grab a little of this, grab a little of that. Definitely nothing that they had to go into the halftime and go talk about. We keep doing that. So we'll see where the adjustments come. I actually really like it when Alaska goes ahead and runs along. They seem to their jammers seem to do well when there's kind of a little bit of pace on the floor. So there's open spaces for them. They're able to read those and really, kind of shoot the gap really well. So right now we are lined up. Our scoreboard says we have Cat NATO and Wheel Wolf. And it's, wow, quick rip right now to the outside. It's Wheel Wolf. So I've seen Wheel Wolf do that a few times now. So, Cat NATO now hot on the trail. So Alaska, like I said, their game is just go ahead and, get one done if that's what it comes down to. Because they have the lead, so the clock is in their favor. So any clock that rolls off is fine by them. I do believe, we scraped 2 there for Jersey for the end of that. So this is really all Jersey needs to do. Just keep adding to the total, let the clock run, do not let Alaska have any big swings, and they will finish this, with a win here today. They said 2 losses already, a hard loss to Texas, and a really close game versus Louisiana. So, leaving out here 1 and 2 could be a nice thing for them, even though they're not bad games. There really haven't been too many games where you're like, should this game really be happening kind of thing, but everybody gets the experience, everybody gets better, they keep being able to come to more of these. And right now, that inside path is not a friendly place, but it is good to have a friend try to pry it open. Not that it matters if they can't do it, because Alaska is really dialed in right now here coming into the initial apex. Yep, once again, that was an attempt by Brent Diesel to go to the inside, and that was not there. They were trying to hopefully take the contact and re-counterbalance and come swinging back around to the other side, but they're really reading that really well. That time able to slip around to the side, but we do have a track cut. So this is what I was wondering about. Will there be a difference? Because there have been a lot of calls coming from the outside, so it isn't just like, oh, was this jam ref more experienced than that jam ref kind of thing. A lot of these calls have been coming from the outside, so it is not like, oh, well, you have the more experienced jam ref this time than I do, and that was the cause. So here it is now, Smashley now with an opportunity. So this is what I'm talking about. When Alaska has an opportunity to run this floor and actually keep their skater on the track, they do really well. And I don't mean just in a power situation. I mean just in general. They seem to have got a knack for these long. And there it is. Nice little swing, turn the hips sideways, go flat. Stanley on the outside, and there it is. That's 4 more points in for Alaska. So here we go. They now have the total. I mean, it's always possible. Always possible. I know it seems like it's kind of trite and rote that we as announcers say this all the time because it's like, oh, well, that's just, almost able to shrug around to the outside and a little help from friends, but able to dive back in pretty quickly. Unfortunately, that spinorama did not keep the feet underneath. So whistles, and everybody kind of stopped and looked and said, is this us? Is this not? No, we're good. So Smash able to get one more spin around the track, so it's going to be 4 more points on the board, putting up crooked numbers up there. That's a 1 and a 2. I can make the counts and I can make the maths. So 75 is where we sit, 140. So like I said, long jams do Alaska well. I've been in that state. There's some long drives in that state. So maybe that's it, Everything up in the whole, eastern corridor all seems compacted and tight. So maybe Jersey likes those short, close jams like they've been doing. So who knows? Maybe it's a geographic proclivity. Ooh, look at me with $5 word, proclivity. And with a proclivity to get lead, that is now 2 in a row coming for Alaska. Nikita, number 47. Once again, if you're just joining us, Alaska's out here in the blue with the lighter blue piping, and Jersey is in the green with the gold. And a little chip out there to the outside. Gets a nice run back, and really smart opportunity there by Jersey to go ahead and take the time of that run back to get up there and try a little offense. Did not have effect, but I still really like the mental side of the game that these blockers are showing. Brent Diesel caught eyeballs on the jammer who took the quick little dip step back to try and get them. That was Tiffinator, one of the team captains, trying to get that penalty. So, but that's good because it's Alaska's doing a really good job of just killing time, keeping Brent Diesel on the initial, letting Nikita step through on the inside to get another 4-point pass. Ooh, I am really liking to see the changes in the game that are coming out of Alaska here. Like I said, Alaska had a heartbreaking loss, in their second game yesterday, just by 1 point. So it's not like, this 140, to now to add 4 more points on it, call it 87, is indicative of the gameplay they've had this weekend. And then not that New Jersey has been, any kind of slouch out here. But now we have a star pass, one of the rare star passes coming for Jersey. Very rare star passes. That's going to be Snuffy who now has it. Let's see if Snuffy does. I want to see. Come on, Alaska. I know it sounds like I'm rooting for you, but I just want to keep seeing a good game. And a little hop step. Not quite the most elegant leap, but the skates did hit the floor well. So will this be our top jam of the game? Our previous was 19, and there it is. 20 onto the board. So, wow, that is 22 points in the last 2 jams. So this is becoming a far more interesting scoreboard now. So just 1 point for Jersey. So, hey, they touched the scoreboard on that one. So I'm liking this. I want a close game. I want this to come down to the wire. That's really what I want, just as a general fan of sport, general fan of roller derby. Close games are the fun games. And here it is. Now quickly on the outside, slashing back down to the inside. That is going to be Vix. 53. That is now 3 in a row for Alaska, but hot on the heels is Trouble. Trouble not getting too many runs out here thus far. I mean, had a few, hit and miss runs. They've been kind of running along jammer rotation for Jersey. So first time out. So we're going to go ahead and call it and be done. Oh, wow. Sorry, I just did my Owen Wilson. Wow. 1 point onto the board. So that's 96-142. I'm telling you, though, I kind of like the long jams. I'd like to see it, Alaska. Come on. Make me happy over here. Make the fans at home happy. Let's get this, score a little closer. Let's kind of open this up a little bit, because who cares what the whole point total is as long as you are getting far more than your opponent. Let's do some 16-8s. It's better than 4-0. Or 8-0s. I mean, whatever. But let's try to get those multi-passes up. I want to see these happen. So Capnado. So Capnado was one of the ones getting penalties earlier. Saw a little bit of a hand on the back and kind of shielded it back. So Capnado saying, hey, you're not getting me on the forearm. But, man, that is now 4 in a row. Going for Alaska. Black Eye Betty out there. Opposite. And it does appear we do actually have I was going to say Power Jam. It was Black Eye Betty had taken the star cap off. So I was curious as where they went. So we did have a star pass now. So now twice, Alaska's forced the star passes on their opponents. I want to see this go. Come on, let's see if this pivot can actually jam. Ended it off with number 19 out there, Ivana Exposure, taking on jammer duties. So what are we going to do? Alaska got a double fours on that one. So let's stack those zeros and make it an 8. Okay, are we going to get a timeout? Yes, there it is. Jersey taking their timeout. Jersey now 2 timeouts down. That could come back to play right now. We have basically just, we're close. I mean, we've had a 12 and a 20-point jam already in this. We are 104-42. I mean, we are looking at a really close game now. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. I hope I'm not boring you to death, and I have enough interest in my voice that I'm enjoying this game, too. So I want to say hey to Sacred Roller Skate Supply. Sacred Roller Skate Supply, your source for high-quality skates and gear, custom builds and community engagement. Queer-owned and operated since 2021, Sacred brings not only a passion for maintaining a supportive environment for skaters of all levels and all identities, but also providing industry-leading brands and knowledge to support a safe skating lifestyle. Whether it's roller derby, park skating rink, or recreational, Sacred has you covered. And all these pauses and bouts are brought to you by 888 and 187 Killer Pads. We have a whistle, and I want to say a quick say to Tamisha Tara, who's a queer black woman who centers her work around connecting dope-ass people to liberatory ideas so that we can all get free. As a healing justice consultant, abolitionist, and survivor activist, Tashmika is cultivating your community ability to imagine, build, and maintain ways to intervene on acts of violence without relying on police. And I'm going to go back to the game because that's going to be Will Wolf ending that run by Alaska. Of course, it's not all done by themselves, but now a full lap lead on this, and a quick slash through, turns the hips, just rolls through it backwards, letting clock go. There it is, waiting till the last second, calls off the jam, and that is what Jersey needs to do. The clock is still different with this lead, albeit a much smaller lead here coming into the start of the second period. Absolutely amazing what we're seeing. I like it when teams can kind of turn it around and make it a little bouncy here in the second half. So here we go. Nikita Ragnarok going to be trying it. See who's got what they got. So Ragnarok, got lead pretty well and efficiently in that first, and trying to take the outside, trying to do it again here. Maybe Alaska looks like they've kind of read that book before. Say we know how this story goes. So doing the drag back now, trying to buy a little bit more time. Ragnarok now saying, I'm going to try the inside, and that actually opened up the out. So there it is. Ragnarok once again doing a fantastic job of getting those lead jammer statuses. Of course, Nikita now out of the mix as well, so a little less time to burn out the clock for New Jersey. Gets tipped to the inside, calls off the jam, so good job by Nikita to kind of burst there at the end to kind of get just 1 point. So see, that's not a bad one. If you're going to lose the lead and not get it, just surrender the 1 point. There you go. Now the clock is still not your friend, but losing time and points is double indemnity. So just 1 point does help. I want to finish Tashmika's byline here. So Tashmika is cultivating a community ability to imagine, build, and maintain ways to intervene on acts of violence without relying on police, prisons, and other state institutions as a path towards ending state-sanctioned violence against black and brown people. So here we go. I'm going to go back into it. Vix popping out of the front. So that is going to be number 53. That is the blue. That is the Alaska. That is a lead. So Trouble back out on the track. So Trouble getting a little more run in this one. Vix coming to the inside. Oh, such a quick pass. Come on, Vix. I want to see that lead held on to. But not a bad run right there. Because it was true. They did not have a full lap lead like you'd seen in some of these previous jams to exploit a little bit of time and distance. So going ahead and making the call. And if you're going to call it, at least get your forward, call it quick so you still have clock to go and kind of add to the jam total here in the second half. Oh, we have an official review. So Jersey has an official review. They did not use theirs in the first half. I thought they potentially could be using this timeout to end that first half, but they did not. So now this is their OR. We will see what they get out of that. While we do, I'm going to complete the Tashmika truck. because not efficient in cultivating and facilitating her own hard work, she is raising the free people in her home, playing in her garden, helping leaders build on their own dreams, and teaching and modeling how to create safer spaces for all. For an inside look at what she's growing in her garden and her work, visit tashmicatorok.com. That is TASHMICATOROK.com. And as far as Happy being our sponsor, they're also partnered with NAMI. NAMI is the largest grassroots mental health organization in the United States. So for more information, please visit NAMI.org or happyproducts.com/NAMI. All right, and of course, all pauses in play are brought to you by AAA and 187 Killer Pads. So this has been fun, wouldn't you say? Alaska came. Oh, our scoreboard just kind of zeroed out and disappeared on us there. But yeah, the score is 108-147. So we came into this second period seeing a 63-138 for the first half. All right, so New Jersey was looking to get a forearm call in the last jam on the jammer. That would have been number 53, Vix. They were saying that Vix was not the one who applied any contact. The contact was done by a player, so it's like, you know, they can touch their own players. That's fine. We're good with that. So no penalty. They lose their OR. So Jersey now down to one stop of the clock. So that's it. One stop of the clock. So yeah, I think we're trying to sort out the scoreboard again real quick. Our clock time is right. Our period time is right. Our jam is right. Sorry, hopefully I'm keeping up with the maths. So hopefully, you know, when I see what the numbers are, I can add them in my totals, and I will keep them up. Once again, we're sitting at 108-147 as our score. Jersey All-Stars in the lead. There we go. Our scoreboard is back for you. So you know, that was fast. I mean, you know, yeah, that was Black Eye Betty going ahead and just kind of doing a little hot flip to the inside. Able to get that lead quickly, but now hot on the heels. That's going to be Cat Nato. Cat Nato helping once again. You know, if you can't get the lead for Alaska, you just got to make them burn that lead really quickly. Once again, it is the friend of Jersey to run the clock. So I'm hoping, I'm going to say that we're still seeing a differential like what we're looking at right now. I'm really hoping that Alaska decides to start running some of these a little bit longer here. Because like I said, you're going to start running out of time to be able to put together these like little 4 and 8-point runs to kind of claw back into what's almost, you know, what's basically a 42-point lead. Especially when right now you're starting to see New Jersey stack these leads. This time Wheel Wolf. So Will Wolf made the rip to the inside, able to get around, identified, I don't know, I forget now. I looked away and my brain went somewhere else. Once again, a forearm coming into a jammer for Alaska. They've done a really good job of staying out of that penalty box in the second half. So now we have a power opportunity coming for Jersey in an opportune time. Well, there's never a good time for a power jam. But, you know, we're seeing the defense try to step up right here, hold it by a little bit of time. Great outside work there. So, I mean, you don't have to do the full complete stop, but so long as you're getting time, you're going to be able to get that space. So that was Nova there at the front, one of the captains, you know, really just trying to eat away. Once again, now stalling on the inside. That time not quite as feisty with the stick 'em on the jammer, but we now do have a jammer-free smash lane back out on the initial, looking for an opportunity. See how they work in apexes here. Some jammers really like the weird angles that apexes provide, and yep, I thought we were going to have an opportunity for offense to the inside, but Jersey quickly closing down that little bit of space. Smash lane now, 1, 2 to beat. So Jersey really recalibrating well on this defense. Oh, wow, man, that's a hard rip from the shoulder from Higgy Smalls. So while it didn't really take them all the way out, those types of contacts really build up over the course of the game, and especially game number 3 for both of these teams. That's a lot of contact they've had this weekend. But Smashley did finally make it through, which did create the call-off. So double check to make sure what the last few points that are going to be on this. And just double checking. We see our jam refs coming over. Yep, Axel rolls. Jam ref there representing, shadowing Jersey right now, giving us an 18. So yeah, there it was. Jersey withstood the rush from Alaska, now answering with their own. So we have Ragnarok and Nikita coming back into this jam as the representatives for their squads with Star in their head. And once again, Ragnarok absolutely lethal at getting those lead jam statuses. That's 3 in a row now coming for Jersey here. So Nikita out through, but now it's almost a full lap differential, but the defense for Alaska did settle in, trying to shoulder out. That's going to be number 13, Sugar Honey Iced Tea there at the top of the pack, able to shove the shoulder, so did not get that point scored, so letting it sit at 3. Once again, I will say this over and over, the clock is in Jersey's favor. I mean, the score is too, but that's the whole point. You have the lead. Every bit of time that you can take away off that clock is just a benefit to you. So this game is getting much shorter for Alaska to try and take this lead back. And I mean, I know it says, yeah, we are back up, above 60 here in the differential, but I mean, that was a big differential to start this half. So they did a good job of getting it short. Now here it is, lead jam. Going to be going for Vix. Vix really kind of showing up here in the second half really well. That's now 3 leads out of 3 opportunities to be on this track. Oh, and we were looking for a potential star pass there, but now the pivot going off. Once again, a forearm call there at the front. So no passes will be made. Black Eye Betty has to go it alone now. Does not have a Samwise to shoulder the burden. Doesn't really matter because they were able to make it through the pack there. So Betty now putting the cover back on. And yeah, see, Betty had a struggle going through that last one, did not look like wanted to re-enter that pack. I would have said, go ahead, let's see what you got left in the tank. Would have kept that one going. I mean, 8 points is great, but hey, I would be happy with a 16-4 if that's what you could get to. So here we go. Going to reset it back up there. I'm looking over at our penalty box. So we have an official timeout coming. We're conferring back with the inside there. Trying to see if Jersey's pivot did get free. Should they need that as a opportunity? So all pauses in play is brought to you by 888-187 Killer Pads. We'll also say hey to the Gillespie Group again. They specialize in management, development, and reimagination of residential and commercial real estate properties. They credit quality people, a relentless creative spirit, and a passion for reinvention in their ability to leave a lasting impact on Michigan's landscape. Of course, our penalty box is sponsored by Happy Coffee. It's expertly blended and slow roasted for more complex notes, char-free taste, and ultimate smoothness. Now that's Happy. Happy's proud to partner with NAMI, the largest grassroots mental health organization in the United States. For information, please visit NAMI.org or happyproducts.com/NAMI. My wife is actually a member of NAMI. As a social worker, it's a very unheralded job in this world. Everybody talks about going to therapy, but a lot of therapists still tell you they may show up, but they don't always participate. So participate in your life. That's just a note for me. That's my sponsorship. So, hey, we are back into it. The clock is going, and once again, it is New Jersey. They're starting to restack this back up here, getting those leads. Wheel Wolf getting out on the front. Catanado going to be starting to trail from behind. Wheel Wolf, quick work through the pack. Waiting. You're seeing it now. These block. Oh, no. Amazingly enough, Jersey deciding to go ahead and say, you know what, we're just going to run clock here. I thought they were going to take the long jam, but they do have a full lap lead, so maybe come back in here, getting a quick shove from the inside, stacking up on 2 blockers. But that didn't really matter, swung to the outside, and now does call it off. So still taking the 4-point advantage in the jam, and actually bought clock. So there you go. Maybe the New Jersey bench realizes, let's run this a little bit longer since we have the lead, and we're going to be able to keep running the score. So 4-0, 8-4, more clock off the board. That's a benefit. So yeah, 6-7. Like I said, the leads are pretty well evenly matched here in the second half. So I mean, and the crazy thing is that Alaska's pretty much already matched their score from the first here in the second half, only 14 jammed in. So that's Ragnarok and Smashley. Smashley really looking to kind of break this bank open. Oh, and we now have a penalty. One of the rare moments, like I said, Ragnarok did not get lead. Awesome does get a penalty. So here it is, Alaska, Smashley, opportunity for power. How efficient can the offense be? Right now, it looks like they're doing the type where they're going to let the, no, I thought they were going to let the jammers set the position and then break them apart. Smashley able to go ahead and just take that little split two, turn the hips and roll around the outside of that second straightaway. So that's 8 points now. This really has to end up being a probably 3-pass jam here for them to have any value out of this, because once again, Ragnarok is going to come out of the box on the initial, having come all the way to the far side of the track as well. So another benefit to this re-entry. Ragnarok going ahead and slowing it down, letting the defense hopefully try to reset. Ragnarok rolling to the outside. Yeah, did it beautifully. Got everybody to flow out and took advantage of that short edge to the inside there in the apex. Also stepping through the apex is going to be Smashley. My brain just kind of went on autopilot there, and that is it. That is it. That's what I'm saying. 16. That is what was necessary. So, like I said, 136, 179. If anything, you can say Alaska already exceeded what they did in first, and they still have 11 minutes left to go. So, that's what I'm saying. Alaska didn't come in here as a cupcake team. They're actually the slightly higher ranked of these two teams as far as the brackets are concerned. Because I don't think any teams here are going to say, well, is that really my accurate bracket ranking? So Nikita gets out first. So here we go. We have a chase down from the back. As Trouble looking to stalk the back-to-back. And, yeah, no, Alaska's just going to go ahead and pop a couple of points and end this jam. So, no. So, kind of surrendering that lead to 0 points. As we've said before, if you've heard any of these feeds, this is basically, just top score wins. There are no moral victories and, busting somebody's, rankings in the systems of some kind, because that's not what this type of, tournament format is. These aren't leagues. These aren't sanctioned games in that sense of WFTDA and rankings. So, I mean, it's all about whatever you can figure out to do to claw the most points, then you just do that, period. Whatever that strategy may be, that's what you want to go for. So Black Eye Betty, 1732 in the green and gold, has lead for Jersey. Like I said, the leads are going back and forth, definitely settled in. The jammer penalties here in the second half, we're not seeing it quite as much. That's 53 Vix. Fighting through the front there, a lot of shoulder pops. Trying to get some, freedom to move the feet and get the body going forward. Able to get it around, only surrendering 2 points on that jam. So, still, once again, it's great. It's only 2 points, but how much clock was lost? Because whether or not, even if it's close or it's far, time is not your friend when you're behind in these games. I know that there's a broken clock that keeps that I keep doing, that keeps striking. But I mean, I'm going to keep repeating myself on this. This is just a true to the nature of this game in this tournament format setting. So Cat and Nato able to kind of, I don't even know what you call it, hands down, kind of wriggle to the outside to get that open space. Obviously very mindful of the forearms that we've been hearing coming at the front of the pack. So being very mindful, and it does work out. Cat Nato making it spin around the track again. Brent Diesel getting kind of packed into the middle, able to kind of use their own skaters or their own blockers to kind of create a natural wedge in the Alaska defense. So Catanado taking the edge, and Brent Diesel coming in really fast there at the back. But the whistles were there, and I mean, Alaska does have one. I wouldn't say it was a late contact into the whistles, but it is on the opposite side of the track of them. So, if I see an OR come up right now, then I can potentially see that as something they're trying to get so they can get a power start. But I am not seeing that as this moment. So 4 more points in for Alaska, 140, 181. Like I said, they keep hanging about. What is going to be the difference maker for them? Oh, wow. For a minute there, I thought that Wheel Wolf was able to take the contact and come out of that. But no, actually, it is going to be Parajam. Wheel Wolf going off the penalty box. It is now Smashley on the run here with the lead. So here, this is it. This is it. I really want to see Alaska just own this entire jam. But there it is. Great defensive presence there at the back of the pack. Wish could see the number through all the NSOs to commentate on who that was, because that was fantastic. That is what you need. Just kill clock. I do believe that is one of the team captains there for Jersey. Yeah, well, maybe as captain, I think that may have been Snuffy, I do believe. That was at the back who ended up creating that unfortunate series of events for Smashley. But here it is, Will Wolf back into the mix. Going to be putting the pressure on the defense to make something happen. Jersey's defense doing a really good job of slowing down that opportunity for power. At this point, I think you either got to go for the points or just call it. You cannot go around this track if you're not going to commit to going for points. So good. Alaska is committed to going for the points. They're going to try. Unfortunately, the defense did not hold up to the effort. At this point, I would just go ahead and call the jam. Oh, no! It has returned to the box. So once again, Wheel Wolf heading off to the penalty box. I'd say go ahead and call this one. Let Smashley not have it. Get your lead. Because the pivot is also headed to the box. Smashley's had a tough go getting through some of this defense. This defense mounted out here for Jersey has been pretty mean. But Smashley through. Yeah, trying to chase down, get that one more chip into the bucket here. So I do believe we should see Wheel Wolf come back in. And yes, Wheel Wolf has re-entered. This is not going to end up with a frozen jammer at the start, which really is not a good thing anyway. If they had close time, because that jam, the jam line and the penalty box are way too close together. So let's see what this last pass brought us. 3 more onto the board. So that's 19. 19. Okay. Oh, Nelly. Oh, but no, actually, I guess that, so I guess a couple of Brindis, Wheel Wolf took a little section to the penalty box there, so had a few, so there we go, 159, 184, 5 minutes left to go. Nikita Ragnarok. Ragnarok has been an absolute killer for getting lead. Oh, and just thought they had the inside that was going to be there. It did get closed out there by Fort Knox Fox. So here at the front, trying to keep pressing. Nikita still trying to beat. We have it out of play, so there it is. Pass now going. So Dr. Babe, but Dr. Babe has been pretty strong as jammer. Took 19 points in that first half, so this is not a, let's see if we let this, and they did. Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. I want to own my leads here at the end if I'm Alaska, but yeah, Dr. Babe has really been a pretty neat slasher for points. I don't know, Dr. Babe would be great as a natural start for a jammer, but has shown absolute proficiency as a jammer in scoring opportunities. So 2 points though, but yeah, here it is. Alaska really just has to go ahead and take these. They have to own their leads. If they get the leads, they have to own this now. We're 2 jams left. You have, 23 points, unless you can just maybe bank one big one and get back into this. But this is a do or die on getting lead. You gotta get that lead, or hopefully maybe there's a penalty. It looked like we had to try and get a drawback there for a potential penalty, but nope, it is going to be Jersey. Trouble has the lead. So there it is. So now you've just got to really get free real quick as Vix. Try to put the pressure on, see if we can get this jam called quickly. Now here's the question. Is Jersey going to go ahead and run these long so they're going to make the clock their friend? Or are they going to let it go? There it is. They are looking to see if they can clock manage here because they don't have timeouts. They can't stall this out. Alaska still has ways to stop this clock. Hopefully they will start to actually use some of these to their benefit. Right now Jersey's saying we're going to play this clock game. To the opportunity, call, I guess we did get the call here. So they did burn clock. They waited to the return to scoring opportunity there for Vix. So yes, you lost, you were a point down, so that's fine. Hey, I'll surrender 30, 40 seconds for 1 point differential. That is fine. That is a very smart move. I like that choice by Jersey to go ahead and just clock manage here. Let that clock be your friend, be the natural boundary to success for Alaska. So Will Wolf with Catanado. Both very strong jammers out there. Catanado being very mindful, of course, again, of the hands. Oh, and almost made the toe stop turn to the inside to get that lead, but now having to drag back. So that is clock that is being gone for them. And it's now Will Wolf who popped out the front. So Jersey really doubling down now, getting that lead. So they're in the control. Catanado now trying to play a little defense, slow down the process. One more attempt to make a step through, and the recycle comes, and there it is. That is sometimes the difference right there. Just effective chip blocks, just force the recycle, get the deep drop. But now we've had the star pass, so Catanado sending that star forward because they want to get this clock stopped. That's going 69. That is Nova. We've seen Nova do this a handful of times now. Alaska hasn't really had to go to that one here in the second half, but that did end up coming it down. I'd really like to see Alaska go ahead and call one of the timeouts. They can stop this clock. Do not let this clock run. Please call a timeout here. There. Did I see the hands go for the T-form? Oh, man, they let about 15 seconds go off of that clock. You know, if you look at it, that's a something being the Andy here from Ohio on the clock management side of things. You have all these stops. You have ORs. You have timeouts. They definitely were in their favor. Could have been using a few more of those here at the end to buy a little more time, especially after these last two leads that went to Jersey. You know, once they decided to call off the jam after running some clock, you could have timed it out. You could have gotten a little bit of extra, but now we're at 131 left. So you want to add as many jams as possible as you can when you're not getting the lead and you are behind. I mean, that seems obvious. We all sit there at home in our, comfort of watching on your phone or TV if you're able to put the YouTube up on there, which I think most people can, and you're just screaming at your television like, stop the clock, stop the clock. Oh, so we are now transitioning from a timeout to an official review. Now my question is, do you go and say, hey, I would like to have had an official review rather than a timeout, to where you retain your timeout and it's the official review, because we were still under the 60-second mark for a timeout in a timeout time. So maybe I'd like to see that happen here. Or could have just used the official review and saved your timeout if that's what you were thinking. Because you don't have to immediately go when you do your official review to go, and I admittedly, as a coach, I have done that one before where I have stepped up and go, so I'd like to have an official review, and then, basically had a bench player, flag me back over and go, oh, I'm sorry, I need to get this straight, and I've walked back over to the bench, talked to them for a minute, so do you think they're buying that we're using enough time right now? And I'm coordinating and then slip back over. So any coaches out there, there's free advice on how to extend your official reviews. As an official myself now, I know that they will not like that. But hey, when it's late in the game, you're not there to make friends necessarily. You're there to try and do what's best for your team. And it's within the rules book. You're not being too much of a jerk about it. So hey, do what you can. That's the whole point about being the A on the bench is you sometimes have to be a little bit of an A, but in a nice way. So here we go. Well, I see that the stop of the clock is brought to you by 888 and 187. So I'm going to consult real quick with my co-announcer over here. We're going to look at our things. All right, so the official review was looking for a high block that came on one of the blockers to the jammer. They said the contact was not worthy of a penalty, so we will continue. I'm a little disappointed because now we've burned a timeout. We've burned. Yeah, and so it's I'm kind of a little amiss at that because they did a timeout, which is a minute. They just did an OR, which only got them a minute 15. So I'm not happy about that as far as things go. I would have liked to have seen a little more. If you're going to use your OR, get more than a minute out of it. especially when you're just looking to get something of a blocker out of there. If you're going to do that, get something weird, make it go longer, see if you can get a jammer out. Yeah, and that was a great turn of the hips there by Smashley. So here we go. We have a minute left to go in period. We have the jam clock left, so this is all about this, and now we have a star pass. Oh, first time we've seen that now. 206 getting the star pass out there. That's Wendy Skulls. So fascinating. We went ahead and called the jam here, so we do have an opportunity for another jam. There is points going up on the board. So 169, 191. So we are looking at, I'm just trying to run the math in my brain, see what might be beneficial, that we can end up getting something in the favor of Alaska here. Jersey, of course, it's over if they get the lead. So, I mean, in essence, here, if I'm Jersey, I'm kind of a fan of just going, I would take one of my blockers. I'd like to take one of my blockers who may be a bit of a pest, somebody that's able to stick to somebody long enough and just rip some quick O at the front and get my lead. Because lead wins it for you, hands down. You're done. It's over. That's it. That is the magic moment. Lead is the magic moment. So to me, I want lead almost at all costs. Because even if you're going to run long, you're still going to get the opportunity if Alaska does get lead and wants to go ahead and run this long, which would be the thing to do. You're still in the scoring opportunity. You still have a lead, so you can try to just go match point for point at that juncture. Like I said, lead ends it, period. It's done. So that's me. I know we have, well within reach of a potential here for Alaska to come back. But that's what I'm saying. You end all the potentials for comeback if you get lead. Done. Done and done. But a lot of teams get a little, and there it was. Beautiful pin down on the inside there. That was Higgy Smalls. Sealed the inside. Absolute rip through by Will Wolf. Will Wolf. Oh, why is Will Wolf coming back into the pack? You have a substantial lead. You do not need points. Just run the clock off. That's it. Will Wolf being bold. Oh, I heard a whistle. It is not the jammer. Will Wolf did it. I'm against that. I'm not a fan of that. Points don't matter here. You have a lead. Clock's your friend. I would have just done a slow roll around the track, but no, here it is. Will Wolf continuing to play. So there it is. Not a fan of that choice myself, because there's no real reason to get to any kind of trouble there, any kind of thing going on. Of course, no official reviews, so what we have is what we have. Our jam refs will come over and double check with our scores. I do believe I heard the whirling whistle, so 173, 196 is where we end it. I have seen this a few times already this weekend where all a jammer has to do is just do a slow skate around the track, never even having to come within 20 feet of an opposing team at all, and yet they still launch themselves into the fray. So we have a final score. I am Speaker of the House. I am good to go, so hopefully you'll come back for another game. And hopefully I didn't bore you to death, and I kept you interested in what's going on. And thank you very much. Have a good one.